being a parent in the district, again, we have 3 daughters. Our oldest is in 7th grade at West. We have a 2nd grader at 12th Street and a young 5-year at 12th Street as well. And they've been in the Portage district for going on 4 years. And so again, being a parent first and then transitioning and coming into the district as a teacher gave me a little bit of insight as well as just experience with how our daughters as women of color navigate this school district. And so when I first saw the position, I was very surprised, frankly, at the district's decision to make this stance and to make this commitment to this type of work. You know, and I think there's always a little bit of wondering in terms of like, do they really mean to commit to this type of work, right? Because like you can say, and I think it's kind of the PC culture right now, whether it be corporate or in terms of just education, right? You know, we stand for diversity, and equity, and inclusion, and you know, and ableism, and culture, and like all this stuff. But I was curious enough to believe that this position could actually work, right? Like I know enough people in the district who are great people, who are understanding, who are passionate about not only education, but about making things fair and equal and diverse, diverse in thought, diverse in religion, diverse in race and background and economic status. And so like knowing them and understanding just how lots of the educators around the district do firmly stand in this place, I thought that it could actually be as well intentioned as it was kind of like created and drafted. So I was, you know, I decided to apply to the position, and I know that I come from a little bit of an unconventional teacher background, but I felt that would play it well, that would bode well for the position. And as I've been transitioning into this role, working with the superintendent, working with other people in the administrative roles, I can see that they are down for this. Like they mean this work. They really want to transform the culture and the community of Portage. And that's not to say that it's a bad place at all, but they want to be progressive. They want to push for these difficult conversations and to really change student lives as we kind of venture on this type of work. So I'm extremely surprised. I'm extremely motivated. I'm extremely humbled, and I am extremely supported as well as we start to go on this. Wants to dive into social issues, or not even like anyone who wants to be alive, everyone who wants to like live outside of their own bubble. You have to think about 3 things. You have to think about history, you have to think about where we are right now, and you have to think about where you want to go. Like you have to see the entire picture. Anytime you put blinders on and you focus just on one of those things, it causes problems. And it's a very delicate balance, and it's one that's not rooted in pessimism. It doesn't stand on hatred. It doesn't stand on bigotry. It doesn't stand on pigeonholing people into a type or into a status or anything. It is to be thoughtful and conscious about your own livelihood and about the world around you. And so as a Black man, there's history of like all this stuff. Like, I mean, you know, we understand and we know that, but there's also a level of hope in there, because you know that that's not everybody. Like, not everyone's racist, not everyone's xenophobic, not everyone's bigoted. People may have those ideas and may have those, and sometimes you can change their thoughts and their mindset, and sometimes you can't, right? That's kind of how things go. But in terms of Portage, like, we can say that Portage is the microcosm for the rest of society, and it can be, but Portage can also be a lot different from the rest of society. All it takes is a 10-minute drive up Westnedge to kind of see that, right? You know, and so I think it's important to understand and be realistic about where we are, but also be realistic about where we can go and how we can influence again and just change